Jim Carrey's PR team just made a catastrophic mistake at the February 2026 Cesar Awards, and here's proof they need to be fired immediately. When Jim Carrey accepted his honorary Cesar Award in Paris on February 26th, surrounded by his family and delivering a heartfelt speech in French that he'd been practicing for months, it should have been a career highlight. Gregory Collier, the general delegate of the Cesar Awards, had spent 8 months planning this moment with Carrey since summer 2025. Instead, it turned into a PR nightmare that his publicist's hilariously inadequate response only made worse. Within days of the ceremony, conspiracy theories exploded across social media, claiming that Carrey had been replaced by a clone. The 64-year-old actor was trending for all the wrong reasons, with fans dissecting his appearance and speculating about body doubles, plastic surgery, and secret Hollywood plots. This became the biggest celebrity clone theory since the Avril Lavigne-Melissa conspiracy of 2011. When drag artist Alexis Stone posted on Instagram suggesting he had impersonated Carrey at the event, complete with photos of prosthetics and makeup, the internet lost its collective mind. And how did Carrey's longtime publicist, Marlia Leslie, who represents major stars like Tim Allen, Gabriel Iglesias, and Chelsea Handler, respond to this crisis? With what Rolling Stone described as a hilariously curt statement. Jim Carrey attended the Cesar Awards, where he accepted his honorary Cesar Award. That's it, one sentence, for a conspiracy theory that had millions of people questioning reality itself. This response reveals everything wrong with how celebrity PR operates in 2026. Leslie's dismissive one-liner was like throwing gasoline on a fire and wondering why the flames got bigger. In an era where misinformation spreads faster than wildfire and every celebrity appearance gets scrutinized under a microscope, treating a viral conspiracy theory like an annoying gnat shows a fundamental misunderstanding of modern media dynamics. As crisis communications expert Howard Bragman has noted, the biggest mistake in celebrity crisis management is underestimating the power of social media narratives. The irony is that Carrey's appearance at the Cesar Awards was actually deeply meaningful. Collier revealed that Carrey's visit had been planned since summer 2025. From the outset, he was extremely touched by the Academy's invitation. 8 months of ongoing, constructive discussions, Collier explained. Carrey even researched his French ancestry, discovering that his great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Marc-François Carrey, was born in St. Malo 300 years ago before emigrating to Canada. He brought his partner Min Ah, his daughter Jane, his grandson Jackson, and 12 close friends and family members. His old friend Michel Gondry was there. Carrey had worked on his French speech for months, asking Collier about exact pronunciation. In his emotional acceptance speech, he said, "Thank you to my wonderful family, my daughter Jane, and my grandson Jackson, as I love you now and forever. Thank you to my sublime companion Min Ah. I love you, Min Ah. And finally, thank you to the funniest man I have ever known, my father, Percy Joseph Carrey, who taught me the value of love, generosity, and laughter." This wasn't some corporate obligation or publicity stunt. This was Jim Carrey at his most vulnerable and authentic, honoring his heritage and his family. But instead of highlighting this beautiful narrative, his PR team let clone conspiracies dominate the conversation. The conspiracy gained momentum because Carrey looked different to many viewers. Fans noticed what they described as a fuller, smoother appearance, leading to speculation about cosmetic procedures or fillers. Plastic surgeons weighed in with their analysis. Dr. Paul Rosenberg speculated, if you compare his before and after, whatever the procedure was, his brows are still furrowed. He still has excess skin on his upper eyelids. He still has crow's feet. So he hasn't had facial skin tightening or a facelift. He's had something added. But here's what Carrey's team should have understood. People weren't really debating plastic surgery. They were grappling with something deeper. As art critic Eddie Frankel wrote, "We're desperate for authenticity because our digital experiences have become so saturated with the unreal that everything else is rendered suspect." When Alexis Stone posted those Instagram photos claiming responsibility for the impersonation, it felt plausible to many, because we're living in an age where deepfakes, AI, and digital manipulation make everything questionable. Stone's post included Getty images, photos of Carrey, and what appeared to be prosthetics and makeup. The fact that AI image detectors later flagged Stone's prosthetic photos as digitally altered didn't matter, the damage was done. According to an insider who spoke to the Daily Mail, Carrey was sad about the whole situation. Not sad because people were making fun of his appearance, but sad because he finds it frustrating that people actually believe he isn't the real Jim Carrey. The insider explained that Carrey believes people are stupid to think he sent a clone in his place. This reaction shows that Carrey himself doesn't fully grasp the dynamics at play. This wasn't about people being stupid. This was about a cultural moment where authenticity feels increasingly rare, where male celebrities are now facing the same ruthless beauty scrutiny that women have endured for decades, and where a reclusive star's rare public appearance becomes fertile ground for speculation. Carrey's reclusiveness has inadvertently fed these conspiracies. He largely stepped back from public life in recent years, telling Access Hollywood in 2022 that he was fairly serious about retiring from acting. His last major public appearance before the Cesar Awards was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony in November 2025, where he introduced Soundgarden. For someone who was once consistently one of the highest paid entertainers in the world, earning an estimated $200 million between 1994 and 2008 alone, this absence from the spotlight creates an information vacuum that conspiracy theories rush to fill. Financially, Carrey's situation adds another layer to this story. In 2023, he listed his Brentwood estate for $28.09 million. After multiple price reductions, it finally sold in 2025 for $17 million, nearly $12 million below the original asking price. When explaining his return for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Carrey was refreshingly honest. "I bought a lot of stuff and I need the money, frankly." This context makes the Cesar Awards appearance even more significant. It wasn't just about honoring his career. It represented a potential re-emergence into public life for someone who needs to rebuild his brand and earning potential. So what should Carrey's PR team do differently? First, they need to understand that situational crisis communication theory isn't about dismissing problems with corporate speak. Transparency and authenticity resonate with audiences who are hungry for genuine human connection. When Britney Spears spoke candidly during her conservatorship battle, sharing her struggles openly, it resonated deeply with fans and shifted the narrative in her favor. Carrey's team should leverage his greatest asset, his comedic genius and self-deprecating humor. Instead of a terse denial, imagine if they had responded with something like, "Jim's face is indeed capable of remarkable transformations. That's what made him famous in The Mask." But we can confirm that no CGI, clones, or rubber prosthetics were involved in his Cesar Awards appearance, just good old-fashioned aging and possibly some very expensive skincare. They should address the appearance changes head-on rather than pretending people aren't noticing. Vulnerability humanizes public figures. A candid discussion about aging in Hollywood, the pressures of maintaining a public image, or even his mental health journey could transform this controversy into a meaningful conversation about authenticity in celebrity culture. Most importantly, they need more proactive media engagement. Carrey's rarity in public makes every appearance feel like a cryptozoological sighting. Regular, controlled media interactions would normalize his presence and prevent speculation from filling the void. The clone conspiracy will eventually fade, but the underlying issues won't. In a world where reality itself feels increasingly negotiable, celebrities need PR strategies that embrace transparency, humor, and genuine human connection. Carrey's team has a serious problem, but it's not insurmountable. They just need to remember that sometimes being real is the best PR strategy of all.